Thank you so much, and thank you very much for this opportunity. So I do have 6 quick slides, if we can, great. So just to say, for those who don't know us, Women in Informal Employment Globalizing and Organizing is an NGO, and we have partners across the globe in 63 countries. In addition to researchers like myself, our core members are membership-based organizations. So a lot of this content is kind of bubbling up from the ground. As you all know, the informal economy is the dominant place of work, and there's a big overlap between people working informally and living informally. So the statistics, and there's lovely fine-grained detail at city level, coming out of the ILO and generated by ourselves, is that 61% of all workers, 2 billion workers, are working informally. We are doing a rapid assessment across the globe of what the impacts have been, and it has been devastating, with the vast majority of people losing their livelihoods and currently facing hunger. So, you know, a big call, and we're monitoring the globe in terms of where people are, which countries are responding to this call, is this issue of direct income support, and it's particularly critical over this period. Next slide, please. So I just wanted to pick up on 2 informal systems, and you know, this is something that's come out quite strongly in this speaker's input so far, is the backbone of many of our cities are based on informal systems. So to pick up on one is the food system. So the research shows that the informal economy, informal producers and distributors play a critical role in food security. And a good place to look for, and I calculated it's research from over 25 cities that is reflected in the African Center for Cities. Really, there's lots of good work that backs up this. So for example, research done across 11 cities in sub-Saharan Africa found 70% of households normally sourced food from informal outlets. Next slide, please. And then we look at another system, the informal waste system. So in many countries, waste pickers supply most, if not the only form of solid waste collection at little or no cost to municipalities. And again, there's detailed evidence on our website. Next slide, please. So you know, our argument in this, and offline, we can go into any details that would be useful to the audience, is a core argument to unlock these systems and the whole system, not just parts of it. So those working in the informal food and waste systems that can and want to should be allowed to work. And many countries have declared this work as an essential service. I'm based in South Africa, and we've worked hard on this, and there's some details about how to do this. That said, it's absolutely critical that it's done in line with safety guidelines. And this implies an urgent provision of appropriate protective equipment, your masks, your gloves, and water and sanitizers. And if sanitizers are difficult to come by, then making our own using bleach. We're also calling to consider health screening at places of work. So just to say, WIEGO's worked alongside public health experts to develop detailed health guidelines for waste pickers and informal food traders. So I've just given you one tiny example on the screen. So next slide. But also to say we are monitoring globally what solutions informal economy workers are coming out with themselves. So that, you know, bear in mind, this is a very fleet-footed group of players generally, and we're really seeing some lovely solutions around social distancing, around, you know, making makeshift water points, but they do need the backing of local governments, and really just to walk alongside them on some of these solutions. And then just finally to say, I was only given 5 minutes and I could have spoken for a long time. So I just did want to say that there is a lot of more fine-grained detail. We are doing a study, a rapid assessment, and now a much more formal one, looking at the impact on informal workers, but also critically policy and organizational responses with a focus on good practice. So it's been amazing. So go to our website. It's been wonderful to have this opportunity to just give you a little taste of some of the work and the tracking that we're doing. So thank you, Amelia.